Hello, everyone. Joseph here from Magazine. Welcome to this new episode of Like a New Yorker. I really hope that you had a great day for Thanksgiving. And as usual, I have my co-host, Beatrice, with us today. Hi, Beatrice.
Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. And I think, Joseph, this is our 30th episode, right?
Yes, correct. 30th episode. Kind of an accomplishment.
You know what? It went by so fast. It was like a blink. Here we are, 30 episodes in. And thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate it. I know a lot of you are probably off or working, somewhat less today. But yeah, no, we're very happy. As Joseph said, I'm Beatrice Kimmel from Impact PR, and we're happy to be here today for another exciting episode of Like a New Yorker.
Yep. So Beatrice, again, it was a very particular Thanksgiving, but since was less food for less people, I actually could focus on doing something a little bit more sophisticated, and I have to tell you, I enjoyed it.
We had to scale down too. I know you and Kathy spent it together on your own. It was just the three of us here, and it was the first time we didn't have to go travel somewhere, get in a car for 6 hours or fly somewhere, and it's actually less stressful. A lot less stressful. Especially having a new baby in tow. We were really nervous about that. Yeah. So I have to admit, I was actually relieved we didn't have to go anywhere, just with everything going on, but just the act of having to put it all together. But we had a very nice one in Hillman too, and we enjoyed a little meal, like you said, on our own.
So Joanne, our biggest fan, is again here with us. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Yeah, thank you. 30th week anniversary. We love that.
Exactly.
She's awesome.
Yeah. So you know what? The day also ended with like a movie marathon because we happened to see on Paramount Channel the Indiana Jones trilogy, and I gotta tell you, have
you seen it before? You've seen it before, I'm assuming.
Yes, but it's just that now they have remastered it, so it actually it looks pretty good. And I have to say that even the special effects and the action scenes actually have held up pretty well, I have to say. And it was fun to watch the 3 movies in a row. We went to sleep like 2 a.m. and it was fun. It was really fun.
That is a great trilogy. When that first came out, I saw it in the theaters. I forgot what year it was, in the 70s, right? Or maybe 80s.
The first one I was in the 80s,
Yeah, with Harrison Ford.
The Temple of Doom.
And that was, I think, it was like groundbreaking. It was like the first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You had that big ball rolling, I mean, like it was action every second. And everything was at the edge of your seat. So that was like a groundbreaking film, I have to say. And you want to, and you go back to it and you're just as excited to watch it every single time.
Yes, exactly. And then it was special because, we recently lost Sir Sean Connery. So to see him on the 3rd movie, again, with his Scottish accent and his charisma, and the movie ends with, the 4 of them, running on horses towards the sunset. It was kind of nice, it added some, it made me chuckle. It's like, this is how I would picture Sean Connery, right?
Riding off into the sunset.
Going off to the sunset on a horse. Yeah, so it was
iconic star. Yeah. Which has, James Bond series. I mean, wow. And
the Highlander, you remember Ramirez in the Highlander movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of movies, my dear Beatrice, you picked up a very interesting topic for today, which is, please go.
So we know that everybody's at home, sheltering in place, and probably watching a lot of football, as my husband would love to do if I wasn't around. But we have alternatives for you. And of course, because we are Like a New Yorker, we have a list, compliments of Time Out New York, of the 101 best New York movies of all time. So movies that were filmed right in New York City. And I think everybody probably knows most of them. But we're not going to take you through all 101, but we wanted to, kind of scroll through, share them with you in case, hey, you were looking for some movies to watch, maybe watch again, because they've been out for years and decades, or you haven't watched yet, which I haven't watched a lot of these movies myself.
And you know what? Something that actually is living like a kind of like second youth is actually renting Blu-rays because with all these streaming services, they don't have many, many of these like maybe older movies or you don't want to subscribe to too many services. So there are services like Redbox where you can rent DVDs or Blu-rays for 24 hours, but like for $1, $2, $3, and you can get delivered at home. So actually, a lot of people is renting movies again. Can you believe that?
Well, if they have, the thing is, you'd have to have a Blu-ray machine. Like you'd have to have a player. Which
but most of the, for example, consoles like Xbox and PlayStation, they are also Bluray players. So
I see. Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, we've been doing everything off the smart TV. We just whatever's on Amazon or Hulu or Netflix is really what
I know. But it's an interesting option.
Yeah, and YouTube even as well. YouTube has a lot of films.
Absolutely.
If you get the premiere. But without further ado, let's go through the list here. We're going to scroll through and kind of share them with you. Okay, so Taxi Driver, 1976.
The year I was born. So special year.
Well, I won't tell you which year I was born. Before that.
Okay. Well, this honestly, I don't know. But the actors are Tony Curtis and Bart Lancaster.
Yes. Here we go. This is a movie I have not seen. This is a classic film as well. But and we've got another
Dog Day Afternoon.
Dog Day Afternoon. A lot of movies in the 70s, and also beyond. We have a movie from 1933. This one's from 68. Rosemary's Baby with Mia Farrow, which I have not seen yet. I'm embarrassed to say, but I would love to. This is a classic film, scary film about a woman who has a baby spawned by Satan. I understand. So that's
this along with The Exorcist and Shining, they are in the Olympus of American horror movies. So definitely you want to check that out.
Right. Manhattan. I think this is a comedy, if I'm not mistaken. 1979.
Woody Allen.
Yeah. And with Spike Lee, of course. Spike Lee, who is also who's from New York. He actually went to NYU for film to study film, and he's between him, Martin Scorsese, and I forgot the third person. They're pretty much the ones that have done a lot of the films in New York. King Kong, of course. This is our oldest film, I think, I think when it first started, right? Moving the talkies, I guess the moving thing.
And listen, even if of course it's cute to see these special effects were basically made with toys. But it's still like the drama of the story is pretty vivid, and of course it's like in this movie the iconic scene is on the Empire State Building, and then in the remake of the 70s instead were the Twin Towers, right?
Again, I have not seen those movies.
Oh, okay.
But it's on my list. Shadows, which I'm not familiar with. This is in the 50s.
Then Escape from New York,
1981. Kurt Russell, he was a hottie. On the Town, 1949.
French Connection.
French Connection. Gosh, I haven't seen a lot of these movies. This is Gene Hackman. Okay, this is on my top 10. I think this is probably my number one, Saturday Night Fever.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, this is iconic 70s New York, John Travolta dancing to Staying Alive. And look at that hip thrust. Look at that. That's John Travolta right there.
Yeah, shot in Brooklyn.
Yes, shot right in Brooklyn. And they actually opened up that restaurant, I think, to do like a kind of a, I don't know, a party to revive the movie. But I don't know. Ghostbusters, I think this is one of your top 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
1984.
Chelsea Girls, I'm not familiar. But on the waterfront, yeah, definitely. With Marlon Brando, yeah. This is by many. This is considered his masterpiece, actually.
Right. I'm going to try to watch these. Woody, of course, Woody Allen. That's the third person I was had in mind.
We saw Manhattan, and then Annie Hall, of course. Wall Street. How can we not mention this?
Michael Douglas. Yes. Absolutely. Greed is good. I remember him as Warrior. Okay, I saw this movie in the theater as a kid. And I remember that iconic Warriors come out and play. That is like that haunts you for the rest of your life. I do remember that scene.
Yeah.
But this is a very good looking group of gang members, I would say.
Yeah.
Very good looking.
Pretty fit.
A little and too pretty, I would say.
They don't look like like skin, crackheads.
They don't. Right. They look a little too muscular and a little too pretty. Their skin is too clear. Yeah. Anyway, Hannah and her sisters, the Woody Allen.
Well, again, of course, Woody Allen, Al Pacino. Very iconic.
Another old film, 19.
Oh yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, right? Well, this was actually shot, I said, in a studio, except for the scene in front of Tiffany's on Fifth Avenue. So, FYI. But Audrey Hepburn, such a classic. Goodfellas, of course.
Of course, along with The Godfather. The Godfather as well was shot in New York. American Psycho.
Yeah. Christian Bale, he played an amazing psycho. He was really good.
Yeah, he's good.
All About Jazz. Oh, The Clock. Oh, with Judy Garland. That's something I haven't seen either. I have just another my to-watch list. Hour, Ed Norton.
Yeah.
Also not familiar with that one.
No, I'm not familiar with this. The Naked City.
Well, this is such a great compilation because 101 films. That's only scraping the surface of all the films filmed in New York.
Actually, when you go over this list, because New York is such an iconic stage, then you realize how many of the most legendary movies were shot in New York. And again, not mentioning Once Upon a Time in America. West Side Story.
Absolutely.
Midnight Cowboy. It's crazy, right? It's Shaft.
Right, Shaft. A lot of these films that have just been part of our American film culture.
Pop
some
culture.
of them are also just pop culture. Absolutely. The Muppets had a version of their Muppets in Manhattan. There's a lot of
6 degrees of separation. My God. Of course, he's in New York. This is the.
No, it's not with Kevin Bacon. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the book. Donald Sutherland and Stockard Channing.
Donald Sutherland and Ian McKellen. This is the actor who played Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, but there is a very young Will Smith.
Yeah, he lives very young.
It's his breakthrough role. Yeah.
Right. Oh wow. Okay, I have to watch that.
Of course, Network. Very iconic critique of the media. Man on Wire, amazing documentary. I strongly recommend to watch it. This is the true story of
crazy. First of all, what is he wearing? Isn't that for something you don't want to trip on? He looks like he's wearing a skirt of some sort, or very, very billowy.
Yeah, because I think he explains in the documentary that actually he needed to wear this for some reason. Yeah, I strongly recommend you watch this documentary.
No, I would love to. Well, not to mention it's between the Twin Towers, which, we all sadly know that's no longer there. But of course, Superman, Christopher Reeve. Desperately Seeking Susan, one of my favorites, with Patricia Arquette and Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
Fatal Attraction. Also,
Fatal Attraction. Didn't even remember was shot in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn Close. She was amazing in that movie.
When Harry Met Sally, of course. Fame.
Yeah. Fame. I love this. And actually, that's the inspiration for my daughter's name, Coco. She was the star of the movie.
So, Beatrice, as we can see, again, we do have the privilege of living in the biggest, most famous stage in the world. And so among these picks, if you would mention like a few, which are your favorite ones?
Well, I mentioned before Superman. There also Fame, Saturday Night Fever, The Warriors, Desperately Seeking Susan, and Eyes Wide Shut was another one.
Right. I'm pretty sure.
Black Swan as well.
Yeah. But for me, the 25th Hour has a special place in my heart. Spike Lee movie right after 9/11. Then when Harry meets Sally, Ghostbusters, and He Got Game by Spike Lee, and of course again all Woody Allen's movies like the early ones. It's hard to pick only one. So well, there
you go. Everyone has this nice list. Check it out on timeoutnewyork.com. 101 movies shot in New York. So there you go. Now you have lots to do this weekend.
Exactly. Speaking of which, Beatrice, another fun topic we thought could have been the do-it-yourself family games, which are going viral through all social media.
Yep.
So if you're bored,
you can play board games. But I don't know. My family here, we are never short of anything to do, with a newborn, of course, with a 7-month-old. But we plan to do a lot of binge watching, probably some of the movies that we talked about. We are binge watching currently Schitt's Creek, which we started when it first came out, and then we just didn't get a chance to watch it. And now we are watching it, of course, because it won 20 Emmys. It's hysterical. We're now through. We're just getting through season 1. But that's pretty much what we're going to do, and hopefully walk around and enjoy some of this nice weather.
Yeah, absolutely. But in case there are cool options, I actually found something really, really funny and cute. So you don't need to even buy necessarily games. You can use your houseware.
Well, this is a muffin pan. They call it ping pong pan, as you can see here.
Yeah.
And you just put in some numbers it's kind of like skee ball or cornhole. Well, I guess the cornhole game, which is we just put it in one hole. But skee ball, which has you put in a certain hole and you get a certain amount of points. So this is ingenious. What a great idea.
Yeah. You can put this at the end of the table or your kitchen counter, and then and then you just throw ping pong balls on it, and the more you get in, the more point you score, and then you win. And you can challenge your parents, your brothers and sisters. You can And another version is this one that of course you don't even need like a muffin pan. You can just use plastic glasses, and again you have to try to shoot either pennies or ping pong balls over your glasses to the others, and of course the more you score, you win.
Well, I can tell you, I have had to drink many disgusting beer at that game in college, but very similar. Similar.
So and again, another very fun game that I saw on social media is basically if you are familiar with shuffleboard is is basically like a bowling lane in miniature where you have to throw these little pucks.
Rolling a puck.
And yeah, so and the purpose is to get as close to the edge as possible. But in this case, the reward are actual dollars. So you make these stripes with $1, $5, $10, $20, and $100, and you have to roll your beer can full, of course, and make it stop. Of course,
at the desired amount. Wow.
Exactly, in the field of the $100, and it when you watch the video, it looks very easy. I tried. I guarantee you, it's not.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, right. I haven't rolled a beer can full ever in my life. I can imagine getting it to go a certain. I mean, you have to have a really long floor, I would imagine, too, because you have to really have to get the momentum going to get it to the edge.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking strategically.
Yeah.
Maybe
but making it stop before it falls, because that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Right. You want it to go beyond the $100 bill. Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah. So these were our tips for this long weekend. Beatrice, as usual, thank you for being here doing the show.
And happy 30th.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you all for watching us, our fans. I know we're growing one fan at a time, which is great. And Joseph, I have to say, it's been so fun so far being a co-host with you. And I think we've learned a lot. We've grown quite a bit, and we're doing this. And you guys keep watching us. We really appreciate it. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Beatrice. Absolutely. The pleasure is mine. And so stay tuned. Of course, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week with a new episode of Like a New Yorker. Joseph from the Magazine.
And Beatrice from Impact PR. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.